in a conversation where someone speaks to you in English and suddenly your brain just stops? You know English. You've studied for months or even years, but at that moment, nothing comes out.
That feeling is way too common. You understand movies, read articles, maybe even write emails in English. But when it's time to talk, really talk, it feels impossible.
And here's the thing. It's not because you're bad at English. It's because nobody taught you how to speak English confidently. They taught you grammar rules, vocabulary lists, but not how to respond naturally.
Well, today, we're going to change that. We're giving you 10 powerful, real life English phrases that fluent speakers use every day. Phrases that instantly make you sound more confident, even if your grammar isn't perfect.
By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what to say in real conversations, so you can stop hesitating and start speaking like a natural.
Let's dive in. Okay, let's get real for a moment. So many English learners spend years learning grammar, reading textbooks, and memorizing vocabulary. But when it's time to speak, they freeze. Sound familiar?
Totally, and it's frustrating. You know English, right? You understand movies, maybe even write pretty well. But someone asks you a question and boom, your mind goes blank.
That feeling? It's like your brain and mouth aren't connected. You want to speak, but the words just don't come out. Or worse, you get nervous and don't speak at all.
And honestly, most traditional learning methods are to blame. They focus too much on rules and not enough on real speaking.
Exactly. It's like trying to drive a car after only reading the manual. You need practice, not just theory.
Fluency isn't about being perfect. It's about flow. Can you communicate naturally? Can you respond smoothly? That's what matters.
So if you feel stuck, like you know English but still can't speak, don't worry. You're not failing. You just haven't trained the right skills yet.
And that's what today's episode is for. Training the skills that actually make you fluent. Real English, real phrases, real confidence. Let's break a big myth. You don't need more English to speak fluently. You already know enough to start speaking now.
Yes, so many learners say, I need to learn more vocabulary first, or I'm not ready yet, but guess what? You are.
If you can understand us right now, then you already have the tools to start speaking. It's not about knowing every word, it's about using the words you already know with confidence.
Think of kids. They don't wait until they know every word. They speak, they try, they learn. You can do the same.
So if you're waiting to be perfect before you speak, stop. Start now. That's how you get better.
Because fluency doesn't come from knowing, it comes from using what you know, over and over. Okay, let's jump into our first phrase. That's a good question.
This one is super useful when someone asks you something and you need a second to think.
Instead of saying, and panicking, you can say, that's a good question. It gives you time to think and sounds confident.
Example.
Jake, what's the best way to learn vocabulary?
That's a good question. I'd say learning in context is best.
See? Smooth, calm, and natural.
This phrase works in casual chats, interviews, even presentations. It shows you're thinking, not freezing.
So try it out next time someone asks you something tricky. Don't panic. Just say, that's a good question, and give your brain a second to catch up.
Next up, let me think for a second. It's similar to the last one, but more casual. And it's a lifesaver in everyday conversations.
It's natural to pause while speaking, but if you stay silent, it feels awkward. This phrase fills that silence in a confident way.
Try this.
What would you do if you won $1 million?
Let me think for a second. Probably travel the world.
Boom. You just bought yourself time and kept the conversation flowing.
And you sounded relaxed, not nervous or robotic.
Use this whenever you're not sure what to say right away. It's a smooth way to stay in control of the conversation. Phrase number 3 is, that makes sense. Use it when you agree or understand what someone just said.
It shows that you're following the conversation and actively listening.
Here's a real-life example.
I started learning English by watching cartoons every day.
Oh, that makes sense. That's a fun way to learn.
It's a great way to keep the conversation natural, especially when someone's explaining something.
Try it out. Next time someone says something that you understand or agree with, say, that makes sense.
It's short, real, and makes you sound way more fluent. Okay, phrase number 4 is, I see what you mean. It's one of those golden expressions that makes you sound like a native speaker, calm, understanding, and present in the conversation.
You can use this when someone explains something and you want to show that you understand their point. It's more natural than just saying okay or yes.
Exactly. Here's an example.
I think learning grammar is helpful, but too much focus on it can slow down speaking.
I see what you mean. It's true. Too much grammar can be overwhelming.
See how natural that sounds? You're not just agreeing, you're showing that you really get the other person's perspective.
This phrase is powerful in conversations with friends, teachers, or even during job interviews. It shows emotional intelligence and fluent thinking.
So next time you're in a conversation and someone makes a good point, respond with, I see what you mean. It keeps the energy flowing naturally. Now let's flip the focus. Phrase 5 is, what do you think?
This one is huge for making your English sound interactive. Fluent speakers don't just talk, they engage. And this question invites the other person in.
Right. It makes you look confident, interested, and polite, all at once. Here's an example.
I think short conversations are the best way to practice English. What do you think? Boom! Now the other person feels heard and you've created a real back and forth.
Plus, it helps take pressure off you to do all the talking. Asking this gives your brain a break and opens the floor.
Pro tip, you can also combine this with other phrases, like, that makes sense. What do you think? Or, I see what you mean. But what do you think about this?
It makes your English feel natural and balanced, like a real conversation, not a lecture.
Okay, here's one of my personal favorites. I'm not sure, but this phrase is super useful when you're not totally confident about what you're going to say, but you still want to speak.
Yes, this phrase gives you permission to speak without being perfect. You're saying, hey, I might be wrong, but here's my idea.
It's also very polite. People will appreciate your honesty and confidence. Like this.
Do you know how to say birthday in German?
I'm not sure, but I think it's Geburtstag.
And even if you're wrong, it's okay. You're showing that you're trying, and that's exactly how fluency grows.
This phrase helps you overcome fear, because now you're allowed to make mistakes without sounding unsure or nervous.
So next time you hesitate, just say, I'm not sure, but, and go for it. Phrase number 7 is, if I understand correctly. It's polite, smart, and gives you a moment to confirm information while still sounding fluent.
It also helps avoid misunderstandings, like this.
So we're supposed to submit the report before Monday.
If I understand correctly, we need to finish it by Sunday night.
Exactly. You're checking the facts without sounding confused. This is especially helpful at work or in study situations.
And it buys you time, too. While you say it, you're also thinking.
You can even use it to repeat what someone said and make sure you're on the same page. Great for listening practice, too.
Try it out next time you want to check if you got something right. If I understand correctly.
Phrase number 8 is, I'd say. This one is a friendly way to give your opinion without sounding too direct.
It stands for I would say, and native speakers use it all the time. It softens your answer so you sound more polite and relaxed.
Example.
What's the best way to learn English?
I'd say listening to podcasts and repeating what you hear.
Or I'd say it depends on the person. See? You're not pushing your opinion, just offering it.
It's also flexible. Use it in casual chats or even formal settings.
If you want to give your opinion without sounding too strong or bossy, just say, I'd say.
Now this one is simple but powerful. That's interesting.
You can use this to show that you're engaged without saying much. It's perfect for keeping a conversation going.
Let's try.
I used to live in a treehouse in Thailand for 3 months.
Really? That's interesting?
Boom. Now I know you're listening, and we've got a topic to talk more about.
This phrase also helps you avoid silence. Sometimes you don't know how to respond, so say, that's interesting, and then ask a follow-up question.
And just like that, you're having a smooth, confident conversation in English.
Let's finish strong with phrase number 10. Can you say that again?
This one is essential because sometimes you won't understand everything, and that's okay.
Instead of freezing or pretending you understood, use this phrase. It's polite and totally normal.
Example.
So you just plug it in and it works automatically.
Sorry, can you say that again?
No shame in asking. Even native speakers say this all the time.
And you can add a little softener like, sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you say it again? Or, could you repeat that, please?
The key is to stay calm and confident. Asking for repetition is better than guessing wrong.
So there you go. 10 real phrases you can start using today to speak English more confidently.
And here's a big tip. Don't just learn these phrases. Practice them. Say them out loud. Use them in conversations. Repeat them until they feel natural.
Because fluency doesn't come from knowing thousands of words. It comes from confidently using simple ones, again and again.
So don't wait. Choose 3 of these phrases and use them today. In a message, a video, a conversation, whatever it takes.
Thanks for spending time with us today. Keep speaking, keep smiling, and keep moving forward.
We'll see you in the next episode of English Pro Podcast. Bye for now.